Not only facing a wave of COVID-19 raging violently for the second year in a row, the world is also facing a series of extreme weather phenomena, from large earthquakes to major storms across the world, Europe and Asia. And Super Typhoon Rai has caused the Philippines to suffer extremely heavy consequences. Let's explore this superstorm right now. How does the Philippines fight with Super Typhoon Rai? In 2021, the world had to buckle up against countless natural disasters. While the US government is doing its best to overcome the consequences of terrible tornadoes, China is struggling with constant flooding, and the Philippines is facing an extremely powerful super typhoon. Rai is the first Category 5 super typhoon in December since Nok 10 in 2016. It's also the strongest storm to exist in the East Sea in the past 67 years since the first Category 5 storm, Pamela, appeared. Rai formed from a tropical depression that strengthened from a tropical disturbance. It strengthened into a tropical storm and then strengthened further into a Category 1 storm. The storm maintained that intensity for 2 days until it approached. The Philippines rapidly intensified to peak intensity, also known as a Category 5 hurricane, on December 16th. When Pagasa started issuing tropical cyclone alerts as early as December 12th, with a hurricane forecast tracking facility, the Philippine government has planned to battle this storm. The Office of Road Traffic also places travel restrictions in places where there is a chance of a storm passing. All boats are also banned from leaving the country's ports if any storm warning is raised. Fishermen living near coastal areas were also urged by the country's Coast Guard to leave their homes as soon as possible. Other Philippine provinces such as Bohol and Aklan have also readied themselves for the possible cancellation of work and evacuation facilities related to the storm. Floating houses in General Santos City as well as fishing boats have been brought ashore and safe. More than 380,000 people were evacuated to safety when Typhoon Rai made landfall in the Philippines on December 16th. When Rai made landfall in the Philippines, heavy rainfall, strong winds and gusty winds affected some areas around the storm. Many areas across the Visayas and Mindanao were without power, with 3 provinces and regions experiencing a further lack of communication services. Fallen trees obstruct many roads, and flooding is a major problem across the affected areas. The city of Surigao is reported to be 100% damaged. It can be seen that with extremely strong wind speed, a series of trees and many houses have been toppled. From uprooted forest trees, broken boat pieces, to sturdy houses were also swept away into the great water. Heavy rain covered a large space with splashes of water tearing the space. The evening darkness rushed down. The wind rose again. All has devastated and turned the Philippines into ruins. Super Typhoon Rai is not only the strongest storm to hit the Philippines in 2021, Rai is also one of the storms that claimed the most lives in the previous year. Although the Philippines took many actions to minimize the consequences of the storm, at least 410 people were killed and 1,371 others were injured. With winds of up to 195 kilometers an hour, this storm is extremely destructive, making many buildings unsustainable. The Philippine Red Cross described carnage in coastal areas after Super Typhoon Rai swept through and tore through homes, schools and hospitals. The storm that knocked out telecommunications and electricity systems in many areas also toppled roofs, uprooted trees, toppled power poles, tore apart wooden houses, damaged crops, left many places inundated with floodwaters. It is estimated that the total damage caused by the super typhoon is up to $1.02 billion US. Immediately after the storm passed, the Philippine government deployed thousands of military personnel, police, coast guards and firefighters to bring food, water and medicine to the areas devastated by Typhoon Rai. More than 18,000 Philippine police, military, firefighters and coastal guard personnel were deployed for search, rescue and disaster recovery operations. The Philippines, which is among the most vulnerable to climate change, experiences an average of 20 typhoons a year. These storms are often devastating, affecting crops, homes and infrastructure in already impoverished areas. Before this Super Typhoon Rai, in 2013, Typhoon Haiyan, the strongest storm ever to make landfall in the Philippines, left more than 7,300 people dead or missing. Mother Nature is speaking out powerfully and firmly about the growing danger of climate change. To live safely in nature, there is no other way but to live peacefully and friendly with the natural environment. Natural disasters hit the land of the Philippines, which has been struggling with harsh weather all year round. Super Typhoon Rai has swept over, floods have rushed to come, then landslides buried many people, making us very sad. The discovery video about Super Typhoon Rai comes to an end. Don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons to receive the latest notifications about our nature discovery videos. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.